Okay, hi guys. So this is a different type of video than I usually do. I will be reviewing the Before trilogy. So Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight. This is a romance type movie, and I'm a sucker for romance, but I don't find a lot of like movies, media, like books that I really love. But when I discovered this, I felt like I had to do a review on it. Basically, it's very well known and very well received, especially critically. And the thing is, I haven't actually heard of these series until I was writing a review for Southside with You on Letterboxd. And I was kind of disappointed in that movie, but what I noticed when I looked at other people's reviews is that they compared it to this movie, Before Sunrise. They said like it's a lesser version of this, and so I was just like, I'll check it out, I guess, because when I looked on the page for that, it had like nearly perfect reviews and ratings all around, so I was just like, okay, I will have to see this. So this movie was released in 1995, and it's about two people named Jesse and Celine, played by Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy. So these two people, they meet on a train on the way to, I think it was Paris or something, but Jesse's character, he decides to get off in Vienna because that's where his plane is taking off from, and he manages to convince Celine to come with him. So what we have is essentially a one-day romance, a one-day film where these two people just talk and they interact and they get to know each other while discovering this city, Vienna. And what makes it so captivating is that the dialogue is just so good between them. It's so realistic, but it also, keeps it interesting. This movie works basically because of the script and how these two actors carry themselves so naturally in front of the camera. There are a lot of long takes of them just walking in a scene, talking, holding a full conversation. Like I remember there's this one scene, the pinball scene, when they're playing on a pinball machine in like a bar or something, and they keep taking turns every time they lose, and they just continue the conversation, like they keep going, and it just flows so well. And I think the problem with most romance movies nowadays is the fact that the script is not realistic. The way people talk to each other, that's not the way people talk in real life. But in this movie, that's how it's portrayed, and that's why it comes across as so authentic. I think at one point or another, you must have at least imagined yourself falling in love with a stranger while traveling in Europe. This is very classic romance. And you wonder how that's going to play out in your mind, You wonder how that's going to work. Would it be awkward actually in real life? And yes, the answer is it does get awkward sometimes, especially in the early moments when they're just getting to know each other first, and when Jesse first convinces Celine to go with him. And once they actually get off the train and they're around Vienna, like they just sort of walk next to each other and they're really unsure of what to say. It's like, yes, I've made this big leap, and now what, But they slowly warm up to each other, and that's the beautiful thing to watch on screen. There's this scene when they're in a recording booth, like a listening studio thing for old records, and it's clearly like a very confined space. And they just sort of listen to the music, and they haven't kissed or anything at this point, so they're just standing there like really close to each other, and they keep looking at each other and then looking away, and it's just so awkward, but it's so relatable in a way. And it's sweet. Like, I just found myself smiling throughout the whole movie. I was just curled up in bed. It's one of those movies that you watch and you're just happy to watch, and I just love how that movie made me feel. It was one of those movies that actually like tugged on your emotions without being overly sappy or cheesy. And yes, okay, I will admit the dialogue was a bit pretentious at times, especially when they were talking about big ideas and life and love. But the thing is, they are like 20-year-olds or something, and they're trying to meet, they're meeting for the first time, and they're trying to impress each other. They don't know much about one another, and they both have this really like fun, flirty, and they're just trying to get comfortable with each other. When you just really click with someone and you just sort of start going for it, you start going for the big questions. And the fact that I think they know that they're only gonna see each other for a day because they have to leave before sunrise, hence the title. It does add that like punch to it, that like gutsy type of bravery that, you know you're probably never going to see this person again, might as well get to know them, might as well like go in for all the hard-hitting questions. If it's embarrassing, then so what? I mean, you're putting yourself out there, and it's just so, it was a whirlwind. It was like, surprisingly, a romance movie has never made my heart like pumping so fast. That like, I had that when I was watching It and Detroit this week. I didn't expect to be on the edge of my seat, as per se, for a romance film, one that made me smile and just made my heart like so warm. And they didn't have like any unnecessary drama or any unnecessary tragedy happen, which I find very comforting, because I feel like that's kind of a cop-out if you're doing a drama film or a romance and you need a tragedy to make people feel something. You need something that shocks you, like, oh, some random death or anything. That, I don't know, I'm not into that. I think the more films I've watched, the more I just want to see a simple romance. I just want to see two people falling in love. I want to see them get to know each other. I want to see the things they talk about. I want to see the struggles they have with each other. They do have conflicts. They find out that they have different views to each other on certain things, but that doesn't detract from how they feel about one another, which is just so amazing to watch. I would definitely recommend you see this if you haven't already, especially if you're a romance fan and in recent years you found the genre a bit stale. But if you're a sucker for love stories, like I am, and you want something different, something that will actually get you thinking and feeling, that's the most important part, I would highly suggest that you see this movie. And yes, I will keep you updated. I'm planning to watch the second one today, which is Before Sunset, I think. So I'm really excited, and I'll record a video for that and I'll post it up. I just love discovering new stuff. That's amazing. Even if the new stuff that I discover turns out to be old stuff. But yeah, let me know, what's your favorite romance movie? If it's just a standalone film, or if it's part of a trilogy or a series, maybe I haven't seen it. Just leave me some recommendations below and I will check them out. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you all have a great week ahead, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!